Hello, everybody. We will give you just a couple minutes to start piling in. We'll start in about 2 minutes. For those of you that have joined our webcast before, thank you very much. For those of you who are new, welcome. We're excited to provide a very informational presentation this morning. Again, I'll give it about another minute or two, and then we will get started. Hello, hello, welcome. Seeing some familiar faces. Welcome back. Give it just one more minute and then we'll start the presentation. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to ERP Fixers September Ask a Fixer webcast. Today we will be discussing an overview on RISE with SAP Private and Public Cloud. Today our guest speaker will be Dr. Ravi Surya. Next slide, please. So what is ERP Fixers? We consist of top quality experts in all SAP modules who are ready to help and assist with their knowledge in SAP. We offer an online platform, SAP Optimization Assessment, Material Ledger, S/4HANA Transitional Roadmap, and Cost Transparency Reports. If you'd like more information about ERP Fixers, please visit our website at ERPfixers.com. Next slide, please. So Dr. Ravi is an SAP S/4HANA conversion and upgrade architect. He has been working for SAP solutions for more than 19 years. He has worked in implementations, migration, SAP S/4HANA upgrade, and SAP S/4HANA conversion projects for various industries. He specializes in SAP S/4HANA upgrade and conversion projects and has been working on RISE with SAP transformation projects. He has been a speaker for the SAP S/4HANA events and has been a visiting instructor for SAP education for SAP S/4HANA for India and SAP APJ. He is a columnist. He is also one of our featured writers on the ERP Fixers blog series. So if you'd like to check out some of his work, please visit our website. He has some articles that are on SAP S/4HANA finance and costing, and this has been published on various websites. He also contributes articles on costing and finance to the Institute of Cost Accountants of India's Management Accountant Journal. And he has a doctorate in finance and is certified in SAP S/4HANA Solution Architect and SAP Certified Public Cloud Associate. He is also the author and technical reviewer of SAP S/4HANA Conversion Guide and SAP S/4HANA Finance Guides. Now, before I hand it off to Dr. Ravi, for those of you who are able to stay for the entirety of the hour, if we are able to get to the presentation and have enough time at the end, we will be hosting a live Q&A. This will give you guys the opportunity to have any of your questions answered. And so if you could please provide your questions in the chat box below or the Q&A box below. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'll be collecting those through the presentation and asking them at the end. And don't worry if we don't get to your questions because we run out of time. We will be sending over the Q&A as well as the recording to all of those who have registered and posting it on our website. Okay, next slide. Dr. Ravi, I'll go ahead and give it to you.
Thank you so much, Jess. Good morning, every one of you. Good evening. So today we cover an overview on Grow with SAP and Rise with SAP Public Cloud Edition and Rise with SAP Private Cloud Edition. And we also see different deployment options and tools that leverages S4HANA transformation journey to the cloud. And I will also provide my experience on how you will be able to simplify your transition to public cloud and private cloud. So at the end, we'll also see a question and answers. So organizations across different industries have their unique needs, but with some common requirements. But everyone needs very high degree of security, and they also want to meet the local and government regulations, and they also want to manage integrated landscape, and everyone look for tools that support customization and configuration as per their needs. SAP knows everyone has their own needs, and one size does not meet everyone's requirement. So SAP provided two solutions. One is public cloud, the other one is private cloud. For customers who desire standard processes and less degree of customization, they go for public cloud. And customers with high degree of customization in their business processes and would like to innovate as per their pace and more control over their solution, they go for private cloud edition. So SAP also offers grow with SAP service, especially for the mid-size customers, mid-size companies. So they are looking to simplify their transformation, their journey to the cloud. So as per this grow with SAP transformation service, a greenfield project may take around 4 to 6 weeks of time. So SAP offers help for the mid-size companies to take advantage of the cloud, and it also provides confidence for mid-size companies to run quickly on the cloud with the SAP solutions. So you may be wondering what are the grow with SAP service offerings and what it includes. Broadly, we can divide into three parts. One is solution components. Second one, adoption and acceleration services. The third one, community and learning. So coming back to this solution component, SAP S4HANA Cloud Public Edition is a ready-to-run ERP with industry best practice processes and with the BTP platform. So public cloud offers best practices content that support customers to optimize their business processes on cloud. At the same time, if you go for adoption and acceleration services, SAP provides tools and methodologies to accelerate their move to SAP S4HANA Cloud. So SAP as a part of methodology, SAP offers SAP Activate methodology that helps customers to move to cloud very quickly. And at the same time, they also offers tools like application lifecycle management, SAP Cloud ALM, that helps to manage operations and as well as implementation activities. So this is how SAP provides adoption and acceleration services to the customers. And as far as community and learning point of view, as we are software users, or you are a developer, or you are a consultant, or you may be a mentor or a learner, you will be able to share ideas, learn new things. Also, you will be able to innovate new things by way of connecting to or contributing to or logging to a SAP Learning Hub. So SAP, that means every one of us will be able to access learning resources that, and we will be able to tailor our learning requirements as per our goals with the help of community and learning offering. So you may have a question, what is this Rise with SAP? Rise with SAP is a transformation service. Customers moving to cloud may come from different backgrounds. Maybe some of them may be ACC customers, some of them may be already they are on SAP S4HANA, some may be on any legacy solution. So they may have different backgrounds, and at the same time, they also may have different end goals. Whatsoever their end goal may be, or whatever their background may be, SAP offers a transformation service named Rise with SAP, with which, and it is designed to address unique customer scenarios. So Rise, actually, it is a well-designed method to change or to move to cloud, as well as to continuously transform. So it is a business transformation service. It is, and it helps customers to modernize, to standardize, and to digitize their operations in the cloud. You may have a question in your mind. Hey, who does this Rise with SAP transformation service, and who are the who participates in this activity, in the transformation activity? SAP plus SAP partners together do this transformation service. So that means SAP plus SAP partners. That means hyperscale partners, service partner community, reseller community, and software community. You know very well, hyperscaler point of view, you have a different set of hyperscalers that provides infrastructure to host the SAP solution. They are called hyperscalers. So SAP hyperscalers point of, as far as SAP Rise with SAP is concerned, we have Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, and Alibaba Cloud. Plus, but Alibaba Cloud is limited to only China region. So at the same time, service partner community will provide world-class tools and expertise to help your transformation faster. They offer broadly two types of services. One is advisory and implementation services, and application management services. And reseller community, what the reseller community do? These reseller community ensure that Rise with SAP service, this business transformation service rather, is available for all customers of all sizes across the globe. And software partners helps to innovate and build new IP extensions and application components for the SAP customers. These are all Rise with SAP core components. Broadly, one is cloud deployment options, infrastructure, that means of infrastructure providers, maybe a hyperscaler, the SAP data center, a customer data center. And SAP provides business process intelligence with Rise with SAP. Also, it provides tools and services in order to move your in order to help your move smooth for the cloud. And it also provides SAP network starter pack along with the BTP. We will see one after the other. So hyperscaler point of view, I would like to give you some clear picture. SAP, you know very well, hyperscaler, they provide infrastructure to host the solution. SAP also does partnership with the Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and Amazon Web Services, and Alibaba Cloud. So customers will be able to choose among these three. In case of Alibaba Cloud, only for the Chinese region, and uh, as a hyperscale, as a infrastructure provider, customers will also be able to choose SAP data center along with the if they do not want to go for hyperscaler. SAP also customers will also be able to move to SAP data center. This is HANA Enterprise Cloud. So they can also prefer. In exceptional situation, rather in special cases, SAP customers can also choose their preferred infrastructure in special cases. It at the customer's place. That means this is a special case. Customers will be able to ask for this service if they are with the under the regulated industry or public sector or countries with the data residency requirements. In such a case, they will be able to choose their preferred infrastructure provider from the hyperscaler, or in special cases, they will be able to ask for their own data center also. But it is reserved for different regulated people or regulated industry. Okay. So you may be interested to know what is this SAP S4HANA ties with SAP service delivery, and how this service delivery takes place. So broadly, there are SAP, there are two contracts that we have to enter into as a customer. One is with the SAP, the other one is with the implementation partner. That means business partner. So with SAP, we have to enter into a single contract, one SLA, to get software, SAP software, plus support for cloud solution and cloud connectors like SAP Ariba, SAP SuccessFactors, SAP Concur, or IBP, and so on. And even we do not need to enter into a separate contract for the SAP add-ons or SAP add-ons, different industry-specific add-ons. Even wide set of partner add-ons also included in this contract. So not only SAP add-ons, wide set of SAP partner add-ons also. At the same time, as an infrastructure manager and management, SAP manages your infrastructure on your behalf in the cloud with low total cost of ownership, with high flexibility, with best scalability, and with high availability. Your data centers will be infrastructure will be managed on your behalf for you. At the same time, technical managed services point of view, they also maintain high availability and business continuity. And for production systems, up to 99.5 availability, and for non-productive systems, 95% availability for non-productive systems. And they also provide wide range of technical services, technical system operations, technical landscape maintenance, and technical upgrade installations, and so on, as a part of technical managed services. They also set up RFC connections and so on. This is so that means we do not need to enter into a separate contract with the SAP for all these. Only single contract is enough, not like earlier. At the same time, one contract is enough with the business partner who does implementation services for you, advisory implementation services, and application management services. As a part of advisory implementation services, your business partner, will be able to provide you program management office, project management office services, organizational change management, training, and system conversions, upgrade testing, selective data transition, or business process configuration, or if you want them to innovate for you some new feature, they will be able to innovate and provide that. They also do extensions, cloud integration services, and all as a part of advisory implementation services. You know very well, as a part of AMS, application management services, they do business process improvements. They help in regular day-to-day operations. They do test management. They do test execution, test planning. They also do upgrade planning, upgrade testing, upgrade planning, upgrade testing, upgrade coordination with the SAP. These are the things as a part of AMS they do. So that means not like earlier, multiple contracts, single contract with the SAP AMS SAP partners and with SAP single partner in order to cover these services. So that simplifies the documentation and move to SAP S4HANA Cloud. So there are broadly two solutions SAP provides in the cloud. One is public cloud and other one is private cloud. As a public cloud, normally customers who desires or who can run with standardized business processes, they go for public cloud. It gives them very less flexibility for the customization and extensions. Whereas in the private cloud, it is similar to on-premise solution. Customers have the same degree of flexibility, freedom to do extensions, enhancements in the private cloud. So customers who needs more extensions to the business process, more customizations, enhancements, they obviously go for private cloud edition. It gives them more flexibility but less standardization. It gives them less flexibility, more standardization. But however, the data model, semantic, and user experience is same for private cloud and the public cloud. Okay, so public cloud, you may once you opt, for example, public cloud, it brings a new user experience. You also your system also very stable with the SAP pre-configured best practices, and it has very lowest TCO, and customers will be able to innovate faster because public edition is having 2 innovation cycles in a year because it is a semi-annual release. So they innovate faster in case of public cloud. Here, if you see, as far as public cloud editions point of view, public cloud packages point of view, there are 2 types of packages in the public cloud. One is base package, the other one is premium package. Base package, what it differs is some of the finance entitlements in the base package and premium package, and they also differs in the BTP services. In the premium, more BTP services with the build apps, and here in the base we do not get build apps. Similarly, base obviously with the lesser value, and premium they have to pay more because they get more services from the premium package. So this is how they have SAP provides 2 packages. One is base and other one is premium. That differs both in the services SAP provides for both of them. In case of private cloud also, SAP has 2 packages. One is base and other one is premium. In the base, they do not get any rise entitlements. So that means they do not get hyperscaler also. They cannot choose hyperscaler also. In case you choose SAP S4HANA Cloud Private Edition, you have to go with only SAP data center. That means you cannot choose Amazon or Google Cloud or any other. Only you have to live in the SAP data center. So at the same time, you do not get BTP services in the RISE. base in the Rise with SAP Private Cloud base package. In case of premium package, you also get BTP services, BTP build and Signavio components in the base components, in the premium components. And a transition approaches point of view, you may have a question how an ECC customer or what are the options for ECC customer, or what are the options for a new customer, how the transition would be. For example, say new implementation, system conversion, select to data transition. There are, for example, 3 different projects. For new customers, that means legacy non-SAP customers, they obviously go for SAP S/4HANA Cloud in the through new implementation called Greenfield project. At the same time, existing R3 customers are older than R3 customers or ECC customers. If they are on ECC 5 or so, if they wanted to discard their system and go for SAP S/4HANA as a fresh system, they also go for Greenfield implementation. So system conversion point of view, usually if customer is on ECC 6 on any EHP, and if their system is in convertible state means after executing readiness assessment, if a solution architect says, hey, your system is good and you will be able to convert your ECC system as SAP S/4HANA system, then they will proceed to convert their ECC system to SAP S/4HANA system to the cloud, Rise with SAP Private Cloud. So this approach is called brownfield. This approach is called greenfield. Select to data transition, you know very well. Select to data transition point of view, if you have multiple ECC systems, multiple legacy systems, and if you have some of the ECC systems in different region, and if you wanted to only choose 10 company codes from these, only 10 company codes from these, and you wanted to go live with selective company codes or selective data, like for example, you wanted to go only with 1 year data rather than 10 years of data. Likewise, selective data transition helps to move to cloud SAP S/4HANA selectively for certain number of company codes or certain number of fiscal year data. That is how selective data transition is. Very common transition paths point of to the cloud. Usually R3, if you are on R3 or if your customer is an R3 or third party, they go for new implementation and they move to SAP S/4HANA Private Cloud. And if your system is in good condition with SAP ERP, with ACC 6 or any EHP from 0 to 8, then you may have an option of going to either new implementation or system conversion or selective data transition. Then based on your need, based on your system condition and other factors, you choose one approach, that means one path to move to SAP S/4HANA Cloud. For example, you are on SAP S/4HANA already with 1610, 1709, 1810, 1909 or 2020 or 2021 or 2022 or so. If you wanted to move to SAP S/4HANA Cloud through a lift and shift, you will be able to move from on-premise to SAP S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition. And even if you are on ERP on HANA, but you are not on S/4HANA, then lift and shift followed by system conversion. Even you can do system conversion first, then you can also move to cloud. So this is how it is a very less transition paths, very common transition paths. So usually a common question. People, different customers ask this question very commonly. Hey, you have 2 editions. One is public cloud, the other one is private cloud. How do I decide if public cloud is the best option or private cloud is the best option for me? How to decide what fits for me? This is very common question. So that is the reason SAP provides a tool called DDA, Digital Discovery Assessment Tool. This Digital Discovery Assessment Tool used in sales cycle to assess customers' requirement and match them to the best practices, or to match them to best SAP S/4HANA cloud. That may be private cloud, or that may be public cloud, to fit their needs. Usually, this tool will be used during the discovery phase of the SAP Activate methodology. This tool, this DDA tool, if you see here, they ask some common questions like what are the cloud solutions you need, and what are the localizations, what is the country, how many company codes we have, what are the integration points. This is how actually there are certain number of questions we have to answer properly. At the end, we have to click submit button. Once you click submit button, it will give you spontaneously its information, like if it for public cloud or if it for private cloud. But however, this detailed discovery assessment also will be analyzed by or reviewed by SAP brand guardian in order to provide a final solution to the customer. So though you get automatic quick qualification, but that will also be reviewed by SAP brand guardian in order to provide a final solution that fits to the customer. So this is the tool actually that will be useful during the initial phases, discovery phases of the Activate methodology. New implementation point of view. You may have a question, new implementation point of view. Hey, what is the steps, new implementation point of view? So initially, what do is we get the software is installed, a system is provisioned in the cloud, in the private cloud. Then we activate best practices based on the digital discovery assessment, because in the digital discovery assessment, we might have chosen some scope items, like I want accounts receivable, I want group reporting, I want account payable, I want so and so. Based on that, based on the digital discovery assessment, we also activate best practices. But it may sometimes the digital discovery assessment may have more scope, or sometimes it may have lesser scope also. So that is to be considered, but it's not final. So we have to talk to the customer in order to understand whether they really need the scope item that is chosen in the digital discovery assessment finally, and we have to explain the client, hey, this is what it is. Then based on that, we activate business best practices for the SAP S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition. We can also go for enterprise management layer. That is a model company that helps them in order to get localization and other factors. If, for example, if at all, some companies also will offer pre-packaged SAP S/4HANA solutions. So if at all, if you have pre-packaged SAP S/4HANA solutions, like easy commerce, easy med services, and so on, there are some pre-qualified, certified packaged solutions. Then you will be able to dump that into your private cloud. That makes your implementation very faster, because that is pre-configured, already configured. Only you have to make other delta configuration on top of it. Then we do on top of it, we do the software configuration and do the initial load. That's all. You are ready to go live. This is how actually the private cloud implementation process is. So you may be wondering, what would be the landscape for the SAP private cloud landscape point of view. See here, you have SAP Cloud Identity Services, SAP Cloud Identity Services, and you have the landscape, 3 system landscape, development system, quality system, and the production system. And you also have a sandbox system that is available in the Cloud Appliance Library. You can go to Cloud Appliance Library, and you can also get your sandbox system from the Cloud Appliance Library. This is available for everyone. This is anyone can get with your S user ID. You can get this sandbox system. This can be used for a trial, for to explore more, and to scope also this sandbox system. And this can also be used. This can also be used to conduct fit to standard workshops to the customer. And you can also use, because you are a business process expert, you can also innovate something using sandbox. So it will be helpful for the business process experts also in order to verify or in order to explore during the explore phase of the active methodology. So the purpose is, it is you can also use this sandbox to navigate or to help to train the users, and you can also use this to explore more. You can also use this to conduct fit to standard workshops, and this will be useful till you complete your quality system. And you can when you complete your production system ready, then it will be you can discard this. Usually sandbox system, it is given free of cost normally for a limited period, and it can be activated within 2 to 3 hours from the Cloud Appliance Library. But however, though it may be free from SAP, your service providers like hyperscalers rather, that may be hyperscalers, you know very well, they are the hosting providers. They, because they host your solution, so they that they may be Azure, they may be Google Cloud or Amazon Web Services. We have to pay some cost to them. Maybe recently I have verified like less than 100 for AWS, but different people offer different price and different services also. So based on that, that may be around $92 or $96 per month in case of AWS and so on. Per hour it may be maybe around $3 or so it is. But they charge, but SAP does not charge. So they have two types of appliances. One is enterprise management layer, and second one is fully activated appliance. The difference between enterprise management layer and fully activated appliance: in case fully activated appliance, it is a ready system, and you will be able to use it readily, instantly, and it is a pre-configured, fully configured, pre-configured solution, and all the best practices are bundled, and all business processes are activated. All functions, it will be useful for all. That may be portfolio management or transportation management, master data governance, or HCAM, or analytics, whatsoever it may be. You will be able to explore more in case of fully activated appliance. In case of enterprise management layer, it is a successor of model company that you used to have, and it will be useful for the multinational companies where they adhere to the multiple financial reportings as per the different accounting standards and accounting requirements. And it is also a pre-configured solution. It also meets localization requirements, and it is also available in 25 languages and for the 43 localized versions. And it also has group ledger as a leading ledger, and it also meets your requirement. So this is how you will be able to act. You will be able to get the appliance from the cloud appliance library based on your requirement. In case if you want a sandbox system, then once you are happy in the discovery phase or explore phase, you can start your real implementation on the cloud. This SAP Cloud Identity Service will be useful to create identity authentication and identity provisions. That means identity authentication, identity provision means there are two sets of um, um, there are two tenants here in the cloud identity service. It is there in the BTP business technology platform. One is cloud authentication service and identity provision service. As identity service means it provides authentication, single sign-on, and user management. That means your user ID will be created here. Identity provision means it gives authorizations and so on. That means unless your user ID is created in the identity services, you will not be able to access any of these systems. That means it is mandatory for the cloud for the sake of security. So for that instant, once your user ID is created here and necessary authorizations are provided, you will be able to log into development system, quality system, and the production system based on your authorizations, based on your other roles. Let's say, for example, you are given authorizations to the development system. You can see there are two tenants in the development system. It may be two tenants or more tenants also. Just I am showing here in this example, two tenants. One is client 80, it is a developer tenant. Client 100, it is a customization tenant, configuration tenant for the functional consultants. It is for the developers. That means if developer wants to do some sort of extensibilities, enhancements in the private cloud, they will be able to use this tenant, 080 tenant. In this environment, they will be able to develop programs, because in the private cloud normally programmers will get full ABAP development tools in order to create or develop something as per the client requirements. So whatever they do here in the development tenant in 080 is a client independent. And if and the TRs, the customization request, whatever workbench request rather, they are released for the transport to the quality system and the production system. And this 100 client is for the functional consultant for the configuration purpose, or called key user extensibility. Key user extensibility means some of the functional extensibilities. So called key user extensibility. It is called developer extensibility. It is a key user extensibility, functional extensions. So key user extensibility. They will be able to do key user extensions with the extensibility apps. There are extensibility apps they will be able to do. Whatever extensions you do here is the client dependent, and they will be able to that means as a functional consultant you will be able to create customization configuration request, and TR can be moved to the quality and then to the production client. This is then once development activity completed, you can ask SAP to provision quality system. It is a test system, quality system. And your administrator, that means your basis consultant called administrator, they will import all the development requests, customization requests, and software collections to the buffer first. Then from the buffer, they import to the quality system. Then once the quality testing is completed and validation of the business process and configuration is completed, validation of extension is completed, then finally they move to production system. This is how the system landscape in case if it is a private cloud. Let us see private cloud point of view. There are two releases annually. Sorry, there is one release annually. Each release has 5 years span. That means 2022 release, for example, it has 5 years span. Its span is up to 2027. That means before 2027 or at 2077, you should upgrade. That means annually you can upgrade once or at least once in 5 years. That means the end of mainstream maintenance for each version is 5 years. If in case, for example, you are already in 1809, that means you should be able to upgrade your system by 2023 December 31st. That is how the release and upgrade strategy for the private cloud and on-premise also. Same in case of private cloud, in case of on-premise, it is same. In case if it is a public cloud solution or public cloud system, public cloud tenant, usually this is how your landscape appears. Public cloud. That means similarly, you have SAP Cloud Identity Services. That means your administrator first creates your user ID in the SAP Identity Services. As I said earlier, it has two tenants. One is Identity Authentication Service, IaaS, and other one is Identity Provision Service, IPS. This SAP Identity Cloud Identity Service has two tenants. One is IaaS, that means Authentication Service, and other one is Identity Provision Service. So authentication service is for the authentication. Identity provision offers a comprehensive portfolio, it gives authorizations for various cloud and on-premise applications, so that your users will be able to log into the SAP public cloud systems. Unless they create your user ID here, provide authentications, you will not be able to do any configuration, or even we cannot even log in unless we have your user ID first created because of the security reason they create here first. Then you can also see here, that means whatever systems we have in the landscape, public cloud landscape, your user ID must be created here for all the systems. So then you can also see a tool called or system called Central Business Configuration. This Central Business Configuration is also hosted in the SAP BTP, that means Business Technology Platform, and this is used to provision your starter system and the development system. And CBC does not have any relation with the test and production system. Remember, this is not connected. Only your starter system and the development system is connected to CBC. That means your starter system is provisioned, your development system is provisioned, your development system is activated, your starter system is activated using Central Business Configuration only. So that means whatever activations that you do, that may be in form of content, that may be best practices, different scope items, they will be activated only with the help of CBC in the starter system and then in the development system. In reality, the starter system has fully activated system. It is like your sandbox system, but in the public cloud terminology, it is a starter system. Earlier, we used to call it as a sandbox system in the previous slide. In case of a private cloud, we call it as a sandbox system. But here in the public cloud terminology, it is a starter system. It is a sandbox system here. So what do we do with the starter system? With the help of starter system, you will be able to we can also get a trial system. You see here, we can also get a trial system, but it is a shared location, shared landscape. It is, that means every one of us gets from the same system. It is a shared landscape, but it is a 14-day free trial only. But in case of a starter system, as a consultant, you will be able to configure further as per your need and as per your scope rather. And you can also deliver fit to standard workshops using starter systems. And you can, as a business process expert, you can also innovate something. You can also explore more in the starter system without requiring to touch the development system. And you can also do further configuration, delta configuration, extension requirements first in the starter system. And if at all, if you love that, you will be able to do the same in the development system. And you can validate all the customizations, customer requirements in the starter system rather than doing directly in the development system. And this starter system will be decommissioned after customer gets an email from the SAP that your production system is provisioned. So within 90 days, the starter system will be decommissioned because that no longer needed. This is. So if you see, if you exposed more and you identified, you conducted fit to standard workshops, you explored more, then you can also log into the development system and do the necessary configuration in the public cloud. Starting from 2202, it is a 3-system landscape. Earlier, it was starting from 2202, it is a 3-system landscape. Earlier, it was a 3-system landscape. That means in the earlier landscape, in the public cloud, there was no development system. Starting from 2202, you get 3-system landscape. That means the development system is included. That means 3-system landscape point of view, you have a development system, you have a test system, you have a production system. In the private cloud, it is called quality system, but in the public cloud, it is called test system. It is not quality here. So that is what the terminology is. So in the 3-system landscape, as a part of 3-system, you get development system, you get test system, and you get the production system. And the same, it is for developer extensibility, it is for key user extensibility, key user configurations. Whatever configurations you do in the development system will be able to move to the test system, and whatever key user extensibilities that you do, configuration you do, will be able to move to the test system. See an example. This is how this. So in the development system, you do extensions with the app called transport organizer. You bring that to buffer. From the buffer, your administrator will import with import collections app to the test system. Similarly, in the configuration tenant, this is customization configuration tenant. You do business configuration like creation of something, fiscal year variant, something like just I am telling an example. That will be a request will be created, customization request that will be exported to the buffer, and key user extensibilities first collected to the software collections. From the software collections, export software collections app using software collections app that will be moved to the buffer. From buffer, he takes, your administrator takes, and with the import collections app, they move to the test system. Again, the same process to the production system. This is how the transport management in SAP public cloud it is. Once the development system is done, then you can ask SAP to provision test system. SAP does not provision all the systems at a time. Remember, SAP, you have to tell to SAP, hey, I have done all the configuration. Now you are good to go for test system. Then SAP provisions you the test system. It is not actually system. It is a tenant. That means it is a public. What public cloud is? Public cloud is a multi-tenant environment. Private cloud is your system. So it is a multi-cloud and multi-tenant environment. They provide a tenant here in the test system. Then once the test is completed, everything is completed, then you are happy with the validations and all the training completed, testing completed, then you can ask SAP to provision production system. From the day SAP provisions your production system, or from the day SAP sends an email to the customer that your production system will be provisioned, from that day, within 90 days, only your starter system stay with you. So that is the reason, unless you are ready you should not ask SAP to provide production system. So that means our countdown starts to remove the starter systems. So from our landscape. So once you are really ready, then you have to ask customer to SAP to provide the production system. Then we start moving the things to the production system and we go live. So this is how the entire process is. In case of public cloud, the release is, there are 2 releases in a year. One is in the February and other one is in the August. As of now, 2308. 23 is the year, 08 is the month. So as of now, the latest release 2308, and it is mandatory that SAP does upgrade to the subsequent version. We do not need to ask SAP, hey, can you do upgrade? But in case of private cloud, you have to put a query, put a request to SAP. But in case of public cloud, SAP takes upgrade activity automatically. It has a plan also. It is a schedule, rather not plan. It is a schedule. So they will intimate you, hey, this is what the upgrade schedule is. Once the 2308, then 2402. Once the 2402 releases or before to that, SAP gives the schedule to the customers. As per that schedule, they do upgradation. But SAP does technical upgrade. But who do the testing? That means SAP partners, business partners, SAP consultant do testing, but SAP does only technical upgrade part. So this is how it is. So it is just an overview. It is. Hey, just you can take it further.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ravi. Due to the essence of time, I think we only have enough time for one question, but as a reminder for those of you who did not have the opportunity to have your questions answered, we will be sending out an email with the answers to the questions, as well as the copy of the recording to those who have registered as and posting it on our website. So the question is, what about IBM Cloud for RISE?
As of now, these 3 are the hyperscalers. Azure and Google Cloud and Amazon Web Services are the official hyperscalers for the RISE with SAP Cloud.
Let's do one more question, so we have a couple minutes. The next question is, RISE with SAP is not available for cloud option or both cloud and on-premise.
RISE with SAP is only available for cloud. It's not available for on-premise.
One more question. Why not? Would you please elaborate on digital discovery assessment?
Actually, this is the digital discovery assessment is used in the sales cycle to assess customers' requirement, to match the requirements to the best cloud solution to fit their needs. So usually this digital discovery assessment tool will be used during the discovery phase in order to understand the scope of the customer and provide recommendations to the customer in order to meet their requirements.
And final question, can you give an overview on SAP Central Business Configuration?
So actually, the CBC, Central Business Configuration, is a tool that will be used to activate content and to provision the starter system and the development system.
Okay, everybody, that is it for today. Thank you so much, Dr. Ravi. Again, I saw some last-minute questions come in. We will have answers to those questions for you guys and have that posted so you feel confident moving forward. Dr. Ravi, thank you so much for another very informative presentation. We appreciate you taking the time to present with us today. And for those of you who took the time to watch our webcast, we appreciate that and look forward to seeing you guys again in our next webcast. Everybody have a great rest of your week and weekend.
Thank you so much for every one of you. Thank you.